Well, that was a pretty busy opening Sunday, wasn't it? Most of you are probably aware at this point that Natick Days was postponed until Sunday afternoon. So it was first kickoff Sunday and then our brunch and then going over to Natick Days for a while, 4.5 hours or so. It was great though. I got to see all kinds of people in all three places, and it was wonderful to see so many happy faces to start off the new year. Thank you for coming out. This Sunday is our Ingathering service. This is the one with the water. So I thought I'd say a few things about that. I know that a lot of you have done it before, but you know, it's always good to have a refresher. So what we do is we ask everyone to bring a small amount of water. I brought a little thing. See this? That's about probably half that is actually the amount of water you need. So you can bring a very small container and bring it from a place that was significant to you this year. So a lot of people do the summer. You say, this is where I went and it was fun. But I actually tend to choose a place that's a lot closer to home. Most of the locations that are of great significance to me spiritually are, you know, near where I live here in Natick. So I also suggest that as a possible choice to make. Also, if you didn't get any water this summer and you're like, oh, that's right, I wanted to get water from that place, you can always get water from the church sink and tell people that it's symbolic of the place where you went. Or, you know, maybe I'll just bring water from the church sink and say it's from the sink this year. The church is a pretty important and special place, for me anyway. But anyway, that's part of what we're doing on Sunday. And we do that to sort of bring everyone together as a ritual of gathering. But we will also be talking a little bit about sort of the same kind of thing, but in some ways not. We're going to be thinking a little bit about inclusion and about how we interact with the divine, or how the divine interacts with us. We're talking about divine love. This Sunday, we will also be going back to Lookout Farm for the first time in the fall. We'll get there around noon, I think, and we'll do our usual thing. It's unprogrammed, just general hanging out time. So if you haven't had a chance to see people yet, please feel free to come. Even if you have had a chance to see people, we'd love to see you again. So, yeah, we'll see you there. Anyway, I do have a reading for you. It's from Luke chapter 15, and it's a fairly well-known parable, the parable of the lost sheep. And it's about a lot of things. It's a parable. That's how parables work. But one of the things that's interesting about it, considering what we were just talking about, is this idea of inclusion. And it starts with a few grumpy people who feel that Jesus is casting too wide a net for God's love. Now all the tax collectors and sinners were coming near to listen to him, and the Pharisees and the scribes were grumbling and saying, "This fellow welcomes sinners and eats with them." So he told them this parable. "Which one of you, having 100 sheep and losing one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the one that is lost until he finds it? When he has found it, he lays it on his shoulders and rejoices. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, 'Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep that was lost.' Just so, I tell you, there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who need no repentance." So that's the reading for Sunday, or one of the readings, the Bible reading for Sunday. And I hope to see you there. Bring your water if you wish. We'd love to have plenty of people for our Ingathering ceremony. And yeah, until then, you know how to get in touch.